Hey fam, what is going on, and welcome back to another Ghost of Tsushima video. So I'm sitting around trying to think of something useful in order to make a video about, and so I kind of found a bunch of like little things that I think will be useful to a lot of you guys that are just starting out in the game. So if that's something that you're interested in, you might find something on this list that can help you out. So be sure to stick around. Guys, also if you're having trouble matching with people, please do yourself a huge favor and join the Discord. That is linked down below. We have hundreds and hundreds of players that are in there on a daily basis that are teaming up and doing these challenges and just playing together and just making friends in general. So go ahead and jump and do that. Anyways, if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like down below and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. If not, it's all good. We love y'all anyway. Let's get to the video. All right, guys, first things first, and I want to say this right off the bat. If getting better in nightmare survival is something that you are looking to do, I highly suggest the very most important thing is that you know the rotations, okay? And I know I just talked about it in the intro, but there's a section in our Discord under Ghost of Tsushima where on a weekly basis, since the rotations change, some amazing people throw the weekly rotation in there for you guys to see and basically have it so whenever you're playing Nightmare Survival, you got it right there on the side for you to check it out. All right, guys, next tip that I have for you guys will see right here that I am in story mode, but the reason I am in story mode is because I want you guys to understand the different stances that are in this game. So in Legends, you see that you have a wind, a water, a stone, and a moon katana. So you might not know what all these are for or why they're even called that in general, but I thought I would tell you right here. So each different katana is set for each different type of enemy that you run into. For example, right here, guys, the stone stance, the stone katana is made for people that are swordsmen. So if you're fighting against a swordsman, you have the heavy attack dealing extra stagger damage to the swordsman, whereas the water stance or the water katana does extra stagger damage to shieldmen. Same thing with wind stance. However, it does extra stagger damage to spearmen. So you are made to fight with spearmen, which is also really amazing because it also automatically parries their attacks if you're mid-attack and they try to attack you. So it's super helpful against those annoying spearmen that we find on any Nightmare Survival or even in Nightmare Story as well. Lastly, guys, you have the moon stance and or moon katana, which is made to be effective against brutes. Those are those big guys with the shields, or you know, even the guys that have those bigger shields, you know, those big boys. Guys, all of these also apply to the Oni as well. So the Oni shieldmen, the Oni spearmen, and the Oni brutes. And you see those big purple guys that have the shields and the spears? Well, the wind stance and the water stance both do extra stagger damage to that enemy because they have both. So I have tested this personally and I know it does extra damage to each of them. So I thought this would be helpful for you guys to know. All right, next thing, guys, I want to go over some menu things that will make your guys' gameplay so much more streamlined and help you guys out in the long run if you don't already know about these things. So you want to go into options, you want to head on over to accessibility. Now when you scroll down right here, you will see that you have aim assist. So I do have aim assist on for when I use my hunter because yes, it does lock on to the individual's center mass. The only thing is it can be a little bit finicky. So when you are using aim assist, basically you just want to hold the left trigger as if you're aiming down sight, but do not touch the directions in any way, shape, or form. It will automatically lock onto an individual right in front of you. It is a little difficult with enemies that are further away because if you have like explosive barrels in between you and the enemies, it will lock onto the explosive barrel before it locks onto the enemy if they're at a certain range. So you kind of got to play with it and get used to it. Play a few games and see if you like it or not. I went all the way to like level 100 with my hunter before I even touched aim assist, and now that I put it on, I don't think I'd ever go back. So definitely check that out. Another very important thing, no matter what, I suggest you guys putting this on immediately is projectile indicator. So we all know about those annoying archers that get around the map and start going all crazy, especially the Onis that teleport. Well, if you're fighting and they're shooting at you from off of your screen, typically all you hear is them yell dosho right before they're about to shoot, and that's like your indicator. Well, if you have projectile indicator on, it will show with an actual icon that that they are about to shoot you, and it looks like a little bow, and it will show off the side of your screen and which direction they're about to shoot you from. So then you know when to react, when to roll, when to, you know, if you have the samurai with the technique, when to block, stuff like that. So this is probably one of the best things that you could ever have, and I highly suggest having this on ASAP. Another thing, guys, is dark flash bomb. So this was part of the recent update. You can turn it on or off. When your character gets flashed by the flash bombs that the enemies throw, it can either be black on the screen or white on the screen, depending on how, you know, reactive you are towards those brighter screens. You can make it darker, so that is completely up to you, and it's now an option that they added, which is absolutely amazing. All right, guys, so I am in game right here with my hunter, and one really important technique that I wanted to show you guys that I have gotten a lot of questions about is the animation canceling for rapid fire. So rapid firing is a technique that you use to shoot arrows off as fast as possible to get headshots with the skipping stone bow in order to get your resolve up ASAP to use your ultimate. So basically what you want to do is when you're holding the left trigger in order to aim at something, we will use this torch right here as our aiming point, and you go to shoot. Instead of holding it down like this, what you want to do is you want to get close enough to where your arrow will fly if you tap it. So you can go like that. Basically it's going to go to them. You have the longbow, it's very strong. So hold the left trigger, tap the right trigger to shoot, and the second that you shoot, release the left trigger and then pull it again and shoot again. So essentially, when you release the left trigger, the animation of reloading another arrow gets completely canceled. So you can bring your bow back up with another arrow ready to shoot. So essentially, if you do it quick enough, hold the left trigger, shoot, let go of the left trigger, and then hit the left trigger again to bring it back up, and then rinse and repeat. Left trigger, like you're aiming, release, quick, quick. Basically, the second you release your right trigger, when you pull it down to shoot, you want to release the left trigger as well and immediately hit left trigger again. So if you're performing this on enemies, this is what it's going to look like. Right? And you can even do it a lot quicker. Sometimes you get messed up a little bit, but the whole point is to get your ultimate as soon as possible. All right, guys, another thing that I wanted to show you guys that's super important, and I'm on my assassin here because there's basically a couple things. Essentially, if you have Way of the Flame, when you go to use your Way of the Flame, if you jump at the same time, you will actually cancel the animation for the Way of the Flame. And the same thing works for the ultimate that you use on the actual assassin. So let me go in here and get my ultimate up because I like to use Way of the Flame with my ultimate. All right, so as you can see, Way of the Flame, jump, and then with your ultimate, if you jump as well and hit your ultimate, it will cancel the animation in order to pull out your ultimate. So you don't have to sit there and wait for your assassin to do the animation. All right, guys, another thing that I want to show you guys real quick is how to emote. There's a lot of people that might be a little bit confused on exactly how to do this. Now, regularly, you would use your swipe pad, right? If you swipe down, you'll do your bow, right? The typical stuff. You swipe left, you know, you pull out your flute. If you swipe up, you get the winds that actually tell you what your objective is. If you swipe to the right, you pull your weapon out, or you can sheath it if you swipe to the right again. However, if you hold down the left D-pad, as you see, new things just came up. You can swipe up to say let's go, you can swipe left to say thanks, or to the right to say help. And when you swipe down, you will actually use the emote that you have equipped on your character. So you swipe down, and right now I have the meditate emote, so it does allow me to meditate, as you can see right here. So if you guys are wondering where to equip your emotes, right here where it says emote and visual effects under your character section, you will be able to equip any of the emotes that you have unlocked. And if you pay attention to the right side, it will show you exactly what you need to do to unlock these emotes. So whatever one you have, you will actually perform when you hold the left D-pad at the same time as you swipe down on the touchpad. And as for the sword visual effects, guys, it does show you the same. It will tell you how to unlock all of these the same way on the right hand side. All right, guys, so here I am on my samurai, and I wanted to show you guys something real quick. As you can see, I do have my burning blade ability on my samurai. Now, Now, if you guys aren't already aware, you can use this in conjunction with your Samurai's ultimate to do extra damage. Now, be aware that you cannot use Way of the Flame and Burning Blade at the same time, but that's not what I want to show you guys. You know how when you activate Burning Blade and then hit your ultimate, well, I don't know if you knew this, but you can actually activate Burning Blade while you are doing your ultimate. You can activate it at any time that you are performing your ultimate. So what I like to do is I like to hit my ultimate, and while the samurai is standing there right before he takes off onto his attacks, that is when I'll hit my Burning Blade, so I can save time instead of having to hit Burning Blade first and then hit ultimate first. And obviously with Way of the Flame, you know, if you want to hit Way of the Flame with your ultimate, you can do the technique that I just showed you on my assassin. Jump up in the air and hit your Way of the Flame to cancel that animation and then perform your ultimate with the samurai. So let's go ahead and get the ultimate up and let me show you guys what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm gonna pop my ultimate and now I hit my Burning Blade. And since you hit it later in the ultimate, it will last longer for you. Now guys, I'm actually here on my Ronin real quick because I want to show you guys something that has to do with the Spirit Kunai and the Sticky Bomb as well. Now you might have noticed sometimes when you throw your Spirit Kunai or your Sticky Bomb, it kind of just goes in random directions. Well, for those of you who are new, you might not know, but when you jump and throw your Spirit Kunai or your Sticky Bomb and you're aiming the direction you want it to go, it will typically find its target. So that is the best way to be more accurate with your Spirit Kunai. So if you're running at the enemy, what you want to do is you want to jump, aim at them, and then throw the kunai. You see what I'm saying? Last thing, guys, I don't know if you already know this, but you can roll through the Eye of Iyo. So if you do get that modifier on Nightmare Survival with that big old orb that's just floating around the map and just being super inconvenient, that when you stay in it too long, it grabs you and kills you, unless you get picked up by your teammates, of course. You can actually roll through it. If you roll directly down the middle and you roll twice in a rapid succession, you can actually make it through the eye without being caught. But you have to make sure that it's not on a return route. So if you catch it at the end of the route where it stops and then comes back towards you, you're going to be in the eye for too long. So you want to make sure it's in the middle of the route, like running through the circle, right? And if you go directly down the middle and you roll twice, you can actually make it through. Guys, that's going to be it for this video. I know it's a little bit of a shorter video and everything was a lot more to the point, but I hope this video gave you guys some helpful pointers on some things that will kind of improve your gameplay and just make it that much easier for you to compete in survival, nightmare survival, or story and nightmare story, vice versa. Guys, a lot of people are also asking me about animation canceling with my dash cancel and stuff like that. I will link a video down below from Joey Dominguez himself that does a great explanation and visual on how to perform these dash cancels, because I mean I couldn't explain it any better than him, and you know, he's like the GOAT in this game. So be sure to check that video out down below. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like down below and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. If not, it's all good. We love y'all anyway. I will catch you on the next video. Much love. Peace.